The mission briefing was supposed to be routine. That was the first lie. I remember sitting in the cold metallic chamber aboard the orbital station Helios 9, staring at the projection hovering above the table. A small, glowing figure rotated slowly in midair, a creature no bigger than a human child's forearm, curled into itself like a sleeping ember. Designation: Subject A-17. Commander Reyes said. Species unknown. Recovery priority: absolute. I leaned forward, narrowing my eyes. That's it? We're sending a retrieval team for that. It's not just that, Reyes replied. It's the last surviving specimen from a research outpost that went dark 3 weeks ago. That caught my attention. Cause? Unknown. Of course it was. I leaned back in my chair, crossing my arms. So, you want me to walk into a silent station, grab a glowing alien baby, and walk out? Correct. And you're not sending a squad? You are the squad. That was the second lie. The silent station. The transport shuttle drifted toward Outpost Kepri like a coffin approaching its grave. Even from a distance, something felt wrong. There were no lights, no beacon, no automated docking response. Just a hollow structure floating against the black, its surface scarred as if something had tried to claw its way out. Yeah, I muttered to myself. This is definitely a rescue mission. I docked manually, the clamps locking with a dull metallic thud that echoed through the hull. Then came the silence. Not the normal kind, the kind you expect in space. This silence felt heavy, like the station itself was holding its breath. I grabbed my rifle, checked the charge, and stepped inside. The airlock opened with a hiss. Darkness greeted me. Something went very wrong. My helmet lights flickered on, casting long shadows across the corridor. There were signs of struggle everywhere. Scorch marks, broken panels, claw-like gouges along the walls. And something else. Bodies. Or what was left of them. Researchers, technicians, twisted, partially fused with the environment, as if reality itself had rejected them. I swallowed hard. Command, I said over comms. I've got casualties. Extensive. This wasn't an accident. Static answered me. Command, nothing. Great. Now I was alone for real. The signal. The tracker on my wrist beeped softly, guiding me deeper into the station. Sublevel 3. Containment sector. Every step I took felt heavier than the last. The temperature dropped. The air grew thin. And then, I heard it. A faint sound. Not quite a cry. Not quite a voice. Something in between. I followed it. The tiny alien. The containment chamber door was half open, bent outward like it had been forced from within. Inside, the lights flickered weakly. And in the center of the room, it hovered. The tiny alien. Just like in the briefing. Only now it wasn't curled up. It was awake. Its body glowed faintly, shifting colors like a living aurora. Its eyes, too large for its small form, locked onto mine instantly. And I felt it. A pressure in my mind. A whisper. You came. I froze. Okay, I said slowly. Either I'm losing it or you just talked to me. The creature tilted its head. You are late. Yeah, well, traffic was hell. I lowered my weapon slightly, unsure whether to laugh or run. What happened here? The glow around it dimmed. They tried to take without bonding. I frowned. Bonding. Before I could ask more, something slammed against the outer wall. Hard. The entire chamber shook. I spun around, raising my rifle. What the hell was that? The alien drifted closer to me. It comes. The thing that killed them. The wall exploded inward. Metal tore like paper as something massive forced its way through. It wasn't a creature. Not exactly. It looked like a distortion, like space itself had twisted into a shape that only vaguely resembled a predator. Its body shimmered, phasing in and out of reality. And its eyes, they burned with something ancient and furious. "Oh," I whispered. "That's new." The thing lunged. I fired. The rifle bolts passed straight through it. Of course they did. The creature roared, though not with sound, but with pressure, like my skull was being squeezed from the inside. I staggered. The alien darted in front of me. "You cannot fight it alone." "Good to know," I shouted. "Any suggestions?" It looked at me. Really looked. "Bond with me." I blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" "Bond. Or we both die." "The bond." The creature was already moving again. I had seconds. "Fine," I yelled. "Let's bond." Whatever that means. The tiny alien reached out. Its small, glowing hand touched my chest. And everything changed, becoming more. It felt like falling and exploding at the same time. My mind opened, not just expanded, connected. I saw things, worlds, stars, memories that weren't mine, and emotions raw, overwhelming, ancient. Pain, loneliness, fear, hope. The alien's voice echoed inside me. "Now you understand," I gasped, dropping to one knee. I can feel you." "Yes." I looked up. The creature, the monster, was coming again. But this time, I saw it differently. Not just a threat, but a fracture. A being torn between dimensions. "That thing," I said slowly. "It's not supposed to exist here." It followed me. Of course it did. I stood, my body humming with energy I didn't recognize. "What can we do?" "Together, we can reshape reality." I grinned. "Now that sounds like a plan." The creature lunged again. But this time, I didn't fire. I reached. Not with my hands, but with something deeper. The bond. Energy surged through me, guided by the alien's presence. I pushed. The air rippled. Reality bent. The creature hesitated, just for a second. That was enough. "Get out of my dimension," I growled. I focused everything I had. The bond flared. Light erupted from my body, wrapping around the creature like chains made of pure energy. It thrashed, distorting wildly, but it couldn't break free. "Now," the alien urged. I clenched my fists and pulled. The fabric of space tore open. A rift. The creature screamed, again, not with sound, but with that crushing mental pressure. And then it was gone. The rift snapped shut. Silence returned. Aftermath, I collapsed to the floor, breathing hard. "Well," I said between gasps. "That was intense." The alien hovered beside me. "You did well." "Yeah?" "Because I feel like I got hit by a star." "You are not human anymore." I froze. "Excuse me?" "The bond changed you." I sat up slowly. "What kind of changed are we talking about?" Instead of answering, the alien drifted closer. "You can feel it." I closed my eyes. And I could. The connection. The energy. The awareness. It was like I had been half asleep my entire life, and just now woke up. Okay, I admitted. That's kind of amazing. It is necessary. For what? The alien turned toward the broken wall. More will come. The truth, we made our way back through the station. But now everything felt different. Sharper. Clearer. I could sense things. Echoes of energy left behind. Traces of the creature that had attacked. And something else. More of them. Out there. "Let me guess," I said. "That wasn't the only one." "No, great." We reached the docking bay. My shuttle was still intact, miraculously. I turned to the alien. So, what are you, exactly?
It paused.
As if choosing its words carefully. We are anchors. Anchors? We stabilize reality. I blinked. Okay, that sounds important. Without us, the boundaries between dimensions weaken. And those things, they slip through. I let out a low whistle. So, humanity just stumbled onto something way bigger than we realized. Yes. I looked at the alien, then at my hands, still faintly glowing. And now I'm part of it.
Yes.
A new mission. We boarded the shuttle. As it detached from the station, I took one last look at the dark, broken structure. Command's not going to believe this.
They do not need to.
I glanced at the alien. What do you mean? You have a new purpose now. I raised an eyebrow. Do I?
Yes.
I smiled slightly. Let me guess. Save reality. Together. I leaned back in the pilot's seat, gripping the controls. Well, I said. I was getting bored of simple rescue missions anyway. The stars stretched out before us as the engines ignited. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Epilogue. Humanity's strength. Weeks later, I stood on the observation deck of a new station, one built specifically to study and protect beings like my tiny partner. Humans had learned quickly, adapted faster. That's what we do. Some called it reckless. Others called it miraculous. But the truth was simpler. We connect. We endure. We become more. I looked down at the small, glowing alien resting on my shoulder. You know, I said, you picked the right species. I know. I smiled. Let's go save the universe. And together we did.